Good morning, children, and welcome to our English class. And as you know that we were doing Unit 3 Science, right? And we have started with Section A with the poem The Secret of Machines. And this poem was written by Rudyard Kipling, right? Now, in this poem, we read how the machines came into being and what was the process, how human beings, they took out the metals, they refined them, they melted them, they gave them shape, they gave them the proper work to do, and these machines were able to do many difficult task which was impossible for human beings to do, right? But the machines, being the narrator of the poem, they said that yes, we are heartless people because we don't have any mercy. If you are careless in handling the machines, then you might encounter with death, right? But in the end, the poem ends with a 4-line stanza saying that whatever it is, we are after all the children of human beings. Means we are after all created by human beings, and human beings are the master of all the machines, right? Now today we are going to study the poetic device used in this poem. So children, in this poem, they have used the poetic devices. You can see poetic device which is called as anaphora. Now what is anaphora? Anaphora is the poetic device in which some words are repeated, or you can say a phrase is repeated in the stanza again and again. Being repeated means again and again, right? So that phrase occurs again and again in the paragraph just to emphasize on something, just to give stress on something. So in this poem, in this I should not say poem, children. I wanted to tell you in my previous videos also that P-O-E-M, P-O-E-M, the correct pronunciation for this is poem. What it is? Poem, not E. E is kept as silent. So in this poem, the poetic device used is anaphora. Just let's see where it is. See, weaver, 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 and weaver. In the first paragraph itself, it has weaver as anaphora, right? Anaphora is the poetic device. Same way in this, we can is also the poetic device called as anaphora, right children? So in this way you will find that this poetic device anaphora occurs in the poem at many places, right? One more thing, now if we look at the rhyming scheme of the poem, let us see the rhyming scheme of the poem. Mine, okay, pit, design, mine and design sounding same, so A. Pit and fit sounding same, so this is also B. Ask, now this is different, so this we'll mark as C. Play, different. Task, task is similar to ask, so this is also C, and day is similar to play. So the rhyming scheme of the poem is AB, AB, CD, CD. Okay? Now let us scroll this. Let us scroll and see this paragraph. The second paragraph. What is the rhyming scheme in this? In the second paragraph, it is drive, light, again A and B. So in the second paragraph, it is AB, AB. Means the poet has used two types of paragraphs. One paragraph of 8 lines and one paragraph of 4 lines. Now see, paragraph, or you can say paragraph or stanzas. Stanzas are of different sizes, right? And they have different names. So children, let us see what are the names given to different sized paragraphs. Okay, so the paragraph is given in the end of the poem, in the chapter. You can turn the page and see. Let us discuss. It is given in the end. Okay, now see. So paragraph is the word which is used in prose. In poetry, that paragraph is called as stanza. What it is called? Stanza. S-T-A-N-Z-A. Stanza means a paragraph in poem. So if it is of 2 lines, if it is of 2 lines, then it is called as couplet. What it is called as? Couplet. If it is of 3 lines, right? 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then it is called as tercet. What it is called? Tercet. Then a line of, a stanza of 4 lines. As we had in our poem, we had stanza of 4 lines also and 8 lines also. So that is known as quatrain. What it is known as? Quatrain means 4 lines together rhyming, right? So 4 lines, 4 lines. So here we had stanzas of 4 lines. Then if it is a stanza of 5 lines, then quintain. What it is known as? Quintain. Okay. Now stanza of 6 lines is known as sestet. What it is known as? Sestet. Same way, stanza of 7 lines is known as septet. What it is known as? Septet. And a stanza of 8 lines is known as octave. Okay. Now, in this poem, what type of stanzas are used? I repeat my question. In this poem, The Secret of Machines, what type of stanzas are there? So, he used 2 types of stanzas. The very beginning, he used how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines means octave. What it is called? Octave. And then he had 4 lines, that is what? Quatrain. Quatrain. So, alternatively, the poet, he used octave and quatrain. Alternately means 1 octave, then quatrain, octave, quatrain, octave, quatrain. So he began with octave and he ended the poem with a quatrain, right? So you should know these. These are very important things and they give weightage to your answer. If you mention such terms in the description of the poem, so children, I hope you have understood these. There are many questions in the exercises given. So we will do those questions and answers. I will send you the answers of those questions in the form of PDF along with this video. So children, I want you to give proper attention, time to understand these things. Poems are the things which have to be understood and felt by heart. Got it? So it is something related to your feelings. So it shows how sensitive you are. So if you are sensitive, you can feel it, you will enjoy the poem more. And you can describe it, you can understand it in a better way. Okay, children? So I end up the class here. Till then, thank you, children.